If you want to change the entire look and feel of your form, you should change the theme. It's the quickest and easiest way to do that. And the different groups of themes have different alignments. Some have labels that are italicized and so on. But if you like the theme and you simply want to tweak the form to make some adjustments in some of the labels, here's how you should approach that. For example, in the center of the form here, I have what's probably the most important part, which is what do you actually want us to post? What's the title and the description and the notes? And so it's shaded so that it jumps off the form a little bit. But one of the results of that shading is that the labels here don't stand out very much. So what I'd like to do is choose a darker color for these labels. For example, this one. And my color choices are here. And as in the rest of Microsoft Office, when I have a theme, these colors are based on the theme. When I swap themes, the colors change. These colors are independent of the theme. So if I want to make sure that the colors that I choose are going to go with the theme, even if I change it, I'm going to go ahead and make some choices here. So there's just a slightly darker variation. And I can choose the text here as well and say I'd like to repeat that. So I can simply click on the color to pick up the color I used last time, and I can bold that if I wish. And now with this text selected, I can click the Format Painter and double-click on other text to apply it. There we go. So now I can see this text more easily in preview. The labels will stand out a little bit more. That looks good. Let's go back. I also have some area here at the top that we're going to provide some text that doesn't exist yet. This is information about how this form is used, and it's going to be provided by the folks from our electronic communications office. I've made some notes in other areas of the form where controls will go, but this is actually missing text that I don't have. So I have some text that I actually want to look different than other text in the form. I'm going to make a note about what that text is right now. It's to be supplied. To be supplied by the Office of Electronic Communications, form description and instructions. And I'd like to have this look very different than either labels or text that's entered any place in the form. So this form, the font that's used in it over and over again, no matter where I click, is Calibri. So what font would go along with Calibri pretty well, but isn't Calibri itself? Well, I can use the experience I have with all of the other Office applications to say, I know what fonts go together. When you have Calibri as your body font, then normally what you're going to see is you're going to see Cambria as your heading font. So let's go ahead and choose Cambria. It's a good choice. Looks different than anything else we have. So this is a different kind of label. It's not a label for a text box. It's a part of the instructions, and I want it to look different. Another choice, if I wish, in the same family is Constantia, right here. If we had a lot of instructions here, this probably isn't a font that we would want to provide a lot of reading material in. But it's a great font for headings. It's a great font for brief descriptions and so on. It stands out and it looks different. And of course, I can change its color so it doesn't look the same as my labels if it was the same color to begin with. You also have the ability in your form to bold and italicize and underline and even to highlight. You do not want to highlight text in a form that's actually being used. The highlighter really is here for you to be able to highlight things while you're developing the form so that you can keep track of where you need to make changes. There are a number of different colors available for you here for highlighting. So you could say, well, yellow means that I need information and green means this is where I stop checking the properties of a form. Another thing that you'll see in terms of label formatting is that some developers will bold the label anytime a field is required because it makes them kind of jump out a little bit. So we're requiring the first name, the last name, the email address, and they would just bold all of those labels as just another hint to the user so that when we're in preview mode, not only do you see the asterisks, but those are bold and they jump out. And that's a convention that's used in forms on the internet as well, so it's easy for people to work with. If you want to change all of the labels, or if you want to change all of anything, there's always a better way to do it. But if you just want to change some labels or the look and feel, then simply use the formatting tools that you're familiar with from the other Microsoft Office applications, and you can easily format your form's labels here in InfoPath Designer.